as we do some mobility, like post-race mobility. So I like to start with hamstring flossing. So first thing in the morning, day after the race, you're laying in bed, you're gonna bring your leg up and point and flex your toe and bring it back down. Oh, I have my fancy toe separators in as well right now. We're just gonna do 5 of them. So really, I had a race yesterday, that's why I'm doing this right now. Figured I could help you guys too. But when I went to do this, really in my bed, this morning, I was like, oh. So if you're not going as high as you normally go, just get some time. And then I rode my bike up to the gym, so I'm a little bit more warm than you might be really first thing in the morning. But you're just bringing your knee in and point and flex, bring your knee back out. Okay. So just some hamstring slides first thing in the morning. We're gonna start with a little bit of rolling out, not that much. I'm gonna do quads. My race was a lot downhill, so quads, my hamstrings always kind of feel it, and calves, of course. So not on your hip bone, a little bit behind that, roll forward, and I'm just gonna have you roll your heel from side to side a few times, and then a little bit lower, just like an inch at a time, getting down lower, closer to your knee. Keep going. And don't go over your kneecap. Of course, you can spend more time on any spot that you feel like you need it a little bit more. Made it to my knee, roll back up to my hip, switch sides. So when you do it, it's not on your hip bone. I bring the other knee out so you can kind of, depending on how tender it is, you can put as much weight as you want on that knee and less off of the one that you're rolling out. If you need to, you can also put it on your hand, you can stay down low. There's lots of alternatives. And just rolling that leg back and forth. We're not really beating it up massage wise or roller wise. Just a little kind of quick roll out. Getting all the way down to the knee. Like 4 to 6 heels, or dropping your heel one side and the other side, and then down an inch more. And down an inch more. Awesome. Made it all the way. Now we do glutes. So I'm gonna actually sit on it, not on my butt bone. Get off of your butt bone. Put your knee across, and then I'm just pushing your knee up and down, kind of massaging it that way as you're slowly rolling more towards your sit bones. Okay. Again, if any of that feels super awesome, just spend a little bit more time on that. Switch sides. Oh yeah, we're gonna do some piriformis stuff. I'm feeling it on the hip flexors and piriformis in my butt, so we'll target that. Hamstrings, now on your sit bone, roll off your sit bone just a little bit. And same thing, we're just gonna do it kind of quick, just rolling side to side. Right now, I feel myself trying to contract away from it. Make sure you keep your muscles relaxed. Roll all the way down to your knee. It's just rotating your foot right now. Yes, there's a lot of different ways you can, I'm running into the treadmill. Roll. Here you go. Spend a little bit of time on the calves, starting at the top, just kind of roll back and forth as you roll form roller down with the other foot. Great. I stay in the belly just for a little bit longer. Just some cross-fiction stuff. Feels awesome. You feel like I did something yesterday, but it's not super tender. If it is super tender, don't push that harder. Move on. Okay? Alright, let's jump into mobility and stuff. So rolling out is awesome, but movement is also already awesome. Since I felt it in where I just felt it in my piriformis and my hip flexors, now you take a knee position. I don't know the best way to show this. And then your back leg, I'm gonna make my toe go out wider than my hip. From that alone, I feel a good pull in my hip flexors. And then we're gonna keep this here. We're gonna drive our knee over our toe, so ankle mobility, as well as then this pulse here, a little bit better. Do that 3 times. 2, 3, that feels good. And then lifting this hand up, lifts us up again more, and we're gonna rotate to the side. So as you do this, you could use this arm and pull this in. If you've worked with me and I've talked to you about having your knees come in so close when you're running, then that might be something you need to work on instead. My knees don't do that, so I don't feel that as much in that spot. So I feel a lot better if I do a reach up. Okay, same thing, taking the other position, foot out to the side, knee driving over the toe as far as you can, keeping your toe on the ground, forward, press back. That feels so good on this hip to me. And then reach up, drive. So mostly meaning you want your knee to go straight over your toes. Sometimes if it's coming in, that's not what we want. Awesome. Now we're gonna sit sideways. So my back foot, my toe is tucked. If that, like on your big toes, so you're getting plantar fascia, big toe stretch too. If that's too much for you, you can leave it flat. And we're gonna rock back and forth. So put your hands forward in front of you, shoulders over your wrist, and then just sit back into it. Awesome strut happening right there in the adductors. Again, like 3 to 5 times, whatever, however you're feeling today. And if you want more, you just press down with that foot. Ooh, it's a lot more. I don't want more today. Switching sides, tuck the back foot and sink into it. I'm actually sore enough that I kind of feel this in my quads, which is crazy in this quad. But that's okay. Good deal. All right, moving on to, oh my gosh, I feel it a lot with this. That's so much in my extension, my rotators. Let's do some piriformis. So I love pigeon. Bring your foot up. You're probably trying to get it close to the mat, and even like that, and then just sink into it as low as you can go. Oh, I'm just gonna hold this for a second. And then just moving through it, so coming up and sinking down. Coming up with my back leg, sinking back down. That's good. We'll do some 90-90 here in a second. So pigeon. Oh, yep, this side is worse. Which usually people have the worst side, so that's fine. Sit here for a second. Find your happy place, right? And now we're gonna move through it. So come up, sink down, come up, sink down, up. Okay, let's see, we're gonna do some 90-90s and then we'll call it a day. Scoot back, I think my feet are out of the video. But 90-90, 90-90, 90, right? So right now I definitely feel it right here. My right leg is flat, but I'm gonna rub this out for a little bit and then do some lean forwards. Oh yeah, feeling all the things. And sideways, forward, sideways. And before we move out of this spot, we're gonna bring this in and do some stand-ups. And from here, I want that foot to go out further because that's where I'm feeling it today. And then sit back down, out, rotate that out. Oh, nice. One more time. Good deal. We're gonna switch sides. This one is not as tender for me, even though it's my one that has a little car underneath, but out in front, over, back, over, back. A 90-90 is so awesome after a run because there's so many different things you can do from here. that just help open up our hips after they've been moving front to back so much. It's so good to give them some mobility back in them. So that's what we're gonna end with. We're just gonna end with a few side to sides. And we've hit a 10-minute mark. So 10-minute post-run mobility on your recovery. Hope you're drinking tons of water. Really having like a rest day today. Like I said, I rode my bike here, which is not very far. Something like that is a good idea. Give your body a little bit of a break, but make sure you're taking in all the nutrients you need to get the recovery to get you to go to whatever you have next. Good job.